It's a beautiful, clear summer day. Sarah is walking her dog in Central Park when she sees a herd of sheep. She watches the farmer drive them through the park. She continued several blocks down Fifth to the Metropolitan Museum. The stone steps were high, and she'd be sweating and winded when she reached the top. Her hands felt sweaty, and she held her breath as he turned to look at another drawing. She sighed in relief. It was not the man from the park. But then, as she opened the door, she would see Florence spread out above the rooftops, breathtaking and serene. Living among the old buildings and the old ways, she had felt free and at home. Her decisions had been smaller, and she'd felt braver because of it. She'd bought an old, rickety bicycle and found that people noticed her less when she was riding it. They were, perhaps, the moments she had been most at peace, riding her bicycle over the cobbled streets and soaring bridges. Silently, she'd own through town, observing everything from just the right distance, hiding in plain sight. It had been a mind-opening, exhilarating time for her, but also lonely. Michelangelo, Botticelli, Giotto, and Leonardo da Vinci had kept her company. She wanted to share the experience with her kids. Someday, she would take them to the top of Palazzo Vecchio, Florence's town hall, so they could see the view of the city below. She would tell them about the prisoners who had been held in the tower and about the sinister power of the Medici family, so deadly and yet so essential to the legacy of the city. She would point out the hills around the city where the wealthy families had summer villas. She might even tell them about the descendant of one of the ancient Florentine noble families with a murky past whom she had dated for a few months. Maybe not. She loved the big building filled with the beauty and culture and history of the world. Just the sight of its massive columns and gracefully ascending steps put her mind at ease. When she was a little girl, she'd dreamed of being able to visit the museum just once. Now she visited regularly. The exhibit of Michelangelo's drawings was still up, and she wandered through the museum to peruse it again. Her eyes had to adjust to the darkness and the dim light. She moved slowly through the twisting paths of the exhibition, past twisted bodies, beauty in ugliness, heads and hands, Mother Mary, the infant Jesus, attending angels. Whole worlds from nothing, eternal beauty from a piece of paper and a chunk of charcoal, a canvas and color, a slab of stone. How could a man living in Florence 500 years ago bring such calm to the chaos of her mind? And yet that beauty, that Florentine perfection, felt so familiar to her. She had lived in Florence for a semester in college, in a small apartment on a narrow street behind the Uffizi, a 5-flight walk-up. Continuing through the exhibit, she entered a long dark room and saw the back of a man with a gray jacket.